Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Come back, honorable members. We continue with our debate, unless leader has something. Okay. I'll take the first three. Let me start with the honorable behind. He's been standing for some time. Honorable, your constituency?
Palumba Northeast.
Palumba Northeast.
Thank you.
Who should I pick? The one in the middle. Blantyre? Blantyre City Chirimba.
Speaker.
And I'll take one. Doankuzi. In that order, please. Palumba Northeast, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving the floor to the Palumba people, preferably the people from Palumba Northeast, to respond to the 2026-2027 budget policy statement as ably delivered in this House on 27th February by the able Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization, who is the VP for the DPP for the South, Honorable Joseph Machola Mwanamveka. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Palumba Northeast are very pleased with this 2026-2027 policy statement. Why are they pleased? Mr. Speaker, sir, this policy is assuring all of us that the DPP government has taken a number of steps, a number of interventions and reforms that have and are still restoring the microeconomic stability. As a result of this, Right Honorable Speaker, the people of Senior Chief Jual, Traditional Authority Maun, and the Traditional Authority Kaduya are seeing the stable fuel supply, reduced inflation and interest rates, and reduce the prices of commodities such as maize, sugar, and other items. Right Honorable Speaker, the allocation in the budget statement of 2 billion is a very welcome development to the youth of Palumba Northeast. We have very innovative youth like Joshua John, who invented the sugarcane juice making machine, and Innocent Mandil, who invented the manual generator. I hope with this fund, these people and all other Malawians who are inventors will benefit much. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Palumba Northeast constituency would like to applaud the Minister of Finance for allocating the huge 352 billion to the mining sector. I am, as the MP for the area, Palumba Northeast, very pleased. Because in this constituency, we have the rare earth mineral mine, which is being pursued by the Nkango mine in Songwe Hill, just to mention it. With these funds, Mr. Speaker, sir, we will see the fruit of this mining, which has been there for over the past 16 years. Let me request the Minister of Natural Resources and Mining to direct the MAMICO and the MRA, who have been allocated 17 billion and 5.6 billion respectively, to speed up the process. Because what the people of Palumba Northeast, particularly people of Maus, want is not the processes, not the procedures. They are looking for their mine. They have the money in minerals. What is remaining is just to extract them. So these facilities, these people, the MAMICO and MMRA, should fast track the processes so that maybe within a year or so, people of Palumba Northeast have this Nkango mine in operation. Mr. Speaker, sir, this 2026-2027 budget policy statement has brought a very welcome and exciting news to the senior chief Chwalo, T.A. Kaduya, and TMA about allocating 664.4 billion to the transport sector. This includes the upgrading and maintenance of the Migowi-Paloni-Swangoma Road. This is the road which all of people of Palumba Northeast have been looking for. Mr. Speaker, sir, this road is very strategic as it connects Malawi to Mozambique. It is the shortest route to Nakala Port. And because of this, it will reduce Malawi's imports and exports, including transportation of fuels. The Migowi-Palombe-Swangoma Road has a potential to promote tourism because we have a harbor, a lagoon, Mpoto Lagoon to the east, and we have Lake Chirwa. With this and the mine at Maus, I think tourism will boost in the area. Mr. Speaker, sir, the road has also a potential to provide a significant source of livelihood to the entire Palumba district, as well as the neighboring districts, towns, and cities. The poor state of this road as it is now is hampering the people of Palumba Northeast. So I urge the Minister of Transport and Public Ways to look into this. Yes, it's in the budget statement, but maybe the Minister of Transport, in liaison with the Minister of Finance, needed to do something, find money, so that this road has to be upgraded. Right, Honorable Speaker? Right top on the 2026-2027 budget policy statement is the 1.145 trillion Reformed Constituency Development Fund, translating to 5 billion per constituency per year. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is a game changer, and it's obvious that Palumba Northeast will not be the same in terms of development. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am aware that the guidelines are underway. However, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, let me urge the government, through the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, and its stakeholders to consider coming up with the special procurement guidelines that will see the projects being started in good time and finished in the possible shortest time. Right Honorable Speaker, with the 5 billion, people of Palumba Northeast will benefit in a lot of infrastructure, like the police houses, boreholes in the constituency, solar water systems, and many others, including electricity in several centers. Right Honorable Speaker, let me also inform you that we have a river called Nampende. This river is too much meandering. One day you find this is going this way, but as of now, it's posing a great risk. The risk of wiping all the villages of Tunga, Mwanyewe, and Likachari. Mr. Speaker, sir, can I request the government to urgently look into this? Otherwise, we may lose the whole of the 3 villages because the river as it is now, it has changed its course. Mr. Speaker, sir, There are a lot that we are going to do with the Constituency Development Fund. But as people have been saying, it could have been better if those guidelines are seen by this House. I'm also suggesting that we need to have special procurement guidelines, because the way it is now, if we have to use the same regulatory framework, where procurements have to be sought approval from PPDA, then the Ministry of Justice, ACB, and the government contracting out units, then all of us will be just singing 5 billion, 5 billion, but will not achieve it. If we can have special guidelines, mainly on procurement issues, otherwise it will be a non-starter. And for one, I don't want to see APM failing. I don't want to see our ministers failing. I know we have able ministers, we have the able president as well. And most of us here as MPs, we are very able indeed. Mr. Speaker, sir, with these few remarks, the people of Palumba Northeast constituency are in support of the 2026-27 budget policy statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Palumba Northeast. We now go to Blantyre City, Chirimba. You have 10 minutes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise to convey the voice and aspirations of people of Blantyre City, Chirimba, Michiru constituency. Of the 2026-27 budget, as presented by the Honorable Minister responsible for finance, economic planning, and decentralization. This budget comes at a defining moment in our country's economic journey. I wish to commend the Honorable Minister for presenting a budget that is realistic, reform-driven, and forward-looking. The theme driving economic recovery and sustainable growth through impactful reforms and fiscal consolidation is not just a statement, it is a clear declaration of intent. It shows a government that is not running away from challenges, but one that is confronting them head-on with courage and clarity. Mr. Speaker, this budget is not merely about numbers, it is about restoring hope, rebuilding confidence, and renewing trust in our economy. The projections speak for themselves, as growth rising from 2.7% to 3.8% and further to 4.9% in the year 2027. While inflation is projected to decline to around 15%, these are not accidental outcomes. They are the results of deliberate and sometimes difficult policy choices. Mr. Speaker, reforms are never easy, but they are necessary. Evidence from countries that have undertaken fiscal consolidation shows that discipline today creates stability tomorrow. For example, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has consistently shown that countries which sustain reforms, particularly in public finance and debt management, experience stronger and more stable growth over time. Under His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, Malawi is now firmly on that path. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also wish to commend government for the National Economic Recovery Plan, which prioritizes agriculture, tourism, mining, manufacturing. These are not random choices. They are strategic sectors that will drive production, create jobs, and move Malawi from consumption to productivity. This is how we build a national, a resilient and self-reliant economy. Mr. Speaker, sir, on revenue, I commend the government for the strides made in domestic resource mobilization, achieving 5.528 trillion in total revenue and grants, with over 82% coming from domestic sources. It is no small feat. It demonstrates that as a country, we are taking ownership of our development agenda. However, when half of that revenue goes towards debt interest payments, we must reflect on that. It is like a household that earns a salary, but most of it goes toward servicing loans, leaving very little for the food, education, and development. This is the reality we must confront, not with fear, but with determination to change course. As we commend the government for introducing a number of tax measures in this budget, it is important that we ask ourselves, are we truly broadening the tax base or simply overburdening the same compliant taxpayers? Sustainable revenue growth lies not in raising rates alone, but in widening the tax net, strengthening compliance, and unlocking new sources of revenue. That is how we build a fair and resilient fiscal system. I am encouraged that the government is already moving in that direction. Mr. Speaker, on expenditure, this budget is indeed pro-poor and people-centered. It speaks directly to the needs of the ordinary Malawians. The commitment to free primary and secondary education, alongside the expansion of social cash transfer programs, sends a powerful message that this government stands with the vulnerable, the marginalized, and the future generation of this country. These are not just policies, they are investments in dignity, in opportunity, and in human capital that will drive Malawi forward. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me comment on the CDF. That is strengthening of decentralization through the CTF is a bold and a progressive step. Allocation of 5 billion per constituency is not just an upward adjustment, it is a tool for empowerment, and it places development where it belongs, in the hands of the people. It allows communities to define their own priorities and to actively participate in shaping their future. On agriculture, the allocation of 115 billion kwacha to import subsidy program is indeed a welcome development. It underscores government's continued commitment to supporting our farmers and safeguarding national food security. As we commend this progressive effort, Mr. Speaker, we must also reflect on an important question. Is this program delivering its full transformative potential for our people on the ground? Government is already demonstrating commitment in this area, and there is clear opportunity to further strengthen the program so that it becomes even more efficient, better targeted, and more impactful. Our focus should go beyond the distribution of inputs to ensuring increased productivity, sustained food security, and meaningful improvement in the livelihoods of our farmers. I want to highlight some of the benefits of this budget to my constituency. Honorable Speaker, on agriculture and food security, Mr. Speaker, although Chilimba is predominantly urban, peri-urban agriculture sustains many households. According to the report, from the Ministry of Agriculture in 2023, only 40% of smallholder farmers utilize improved seeds and fertilizers, which constrains productivity. Agriculture accounts for approximately 28% of household income in our area and is vital for Sustainable Development Goal number 2, which aims at achieving zero hunger for all. Honorable Speaker, this cannot be easily achieved if deliberate efforts are never put in place. Additionally, promoting urban farming can contribute to nutrition diversity and resilience in the event of a drought or erratic rain season. These climate change effects are demonstrating that rain-fed agriculture will be history in the next generation. I believe this budget is the fair dosage of those needs. Honorable Speaker, access to quality health care remains a pressing challenge in my constituency. Serving over 150,000 residents, operates with limited staffing of only 2 medical officers and 10 nurses, leading to high maternal mortality rates estimated at 580 per 100,000 live births, significantly above the SDG target of less than 70. Children under 5 experience a malnutrition prevalence of 25%, contributing to stunted growth and other health complications. The COVID-19 pandemic underscored the weaknesses in our health system, with only 0.8 doctors per 10,000 people, below the World Health Organization recommended minimum of 5. To improve health outcomes, the people of Michiru-Chirimba constituency request the Honorable Minister of Health to urgently consider investment in staffing, medical supplies, infrastructure, and the construction of a new health center to expand access. And strengthening disease surveillance and preventive health programs will also align us with the Sustainable Development Goal number 3, which entails good health and well-being for all. On youth empowerment, Mr. Speaker, Malawi faces an estimated youth unemployment rate of 35%, with many youth lacking relevant vocational skills. The challenges emanate from lack of political will in the previous government, where it abolished community colleges that were constructed by the DVP government. That was a poor sight on the part of the Tonse regime, and no wonder, Mr. Speaker, sir, that government is nowhere to be seen. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to go on the security and community safety. Right, Honorable Speaker, security concerns, including petty crimes and theft.
You have 2 minutes.
Threaten community peace and development. The police presence is currently minimal, with only 4 officers assigned to patrol the Chirimba market, which is always a target in night crimes. Crime rates have increased by 15% over the past year, according to police reports. I therefore, with my people from Chirimba Michiru constituency, thank Professor Atapina Butalika and the Minister of Finance for presenting this very good budget. But lastly, Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask the Minister of Local Government and remind him that we are going to communities in this weekend that are devastated by the rains which are happening now. And my prayer is that can the Minister consider that I understand in the councils there is money that is remained from CDF last year. If that money can be unlocked and given to us so that we can have a starter bag to see our people in the communities. I support the budget. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Blantyre City Chirimba. We now go to Doankuzi. You have 10 minutes, Honorable.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. The people of Namudu constituency would like to thank you for the opportunity to add their voice to the budget statement presented eloquently in this House by the Honorable Minister of Finance. I will speak on 3 areas of interest, starting with the reforms on CDF. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Namudu commend the Finance Minister for the reformed CDF, increasing it from 200 million to 5 billion. This is a landmark increase, and we are so excited that it will help us with our development plans that the constituency has been dreaming of. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, we would like to emphasize on the need to strengthen the local government structures to prevent mismanagement. It is a well-known fact that there's a track record of mismanagement in the councils. Mr. Speaker, sir, truth be told, CDF agatswiri again the FEMA MP. It is indisputable that MPs have a track record and have evidence to show for it. We have successfully managed CDF with a number of visible structures in the constituencies. We have done police stations, clinics, school blocks, teachers' houses, bridges, and several structures. If you were to go into a constituency, the visible infrastructure that you see is from an MP. Mr. Speaker, sir, MPs know how to handle CDF, and we know how to identify the projects. And in this reformed CDF, what we are asking for is a proper framework that will not leave out the MP. The gatekeeper for the constituents is the MP. All issues, cause, and emergency issues, they are all handled by the MPs. While we know and will support the decentralization efforts by the minister, we are worried because on the ground, I have an instance where the council have handled developments. The implementation and the absorption rates are so worrying. We have seen a market being constructed for 18 years. And as we await for its opening, the roof has been blown 2 times, blown away 2 times already. When you compare with what I have done in the constituents, you see that the 200 million has worked on a number of structures that are visible, beautiful, and have changed the landscape of the constituents. Mr. Speaker, sir, what we request is that the minister has to work on those procedures, but also go a mile further to make sure that the work, the MP is in the forefront in dealing with CDF. We are waiting for the guidelines. We are waiting for the advice from the minister. Tidigira, Koma MP, Musampwegetai. Number 2, on sector allocations. I will tackle the agriculture allocations, which is the 931 billion allocated. This is intended to focus on the FSIP, input subsidies and irrigation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the question we have as people of Namudu is this enough for a broader long-term agricultural sector transformation? It seems our focus is on the short-term approach. Just to make the farmer happy, just to make the voter happy. It is well known that the FISI program is not sustainable. We have so much challenges. And we know, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the allocation will just cover the planned FISI program, yes, but it still falls short of the much transformative process that will attract long-term high-value return on productivity. We seem to be hesitating to invest in the much-needed agriculture value addition, which will build a long-term agricultural support feed to the FISIP and the mega farm productivity. Mr. Speaker, sir, we need an investment into an agriculture industrialization by increasing substantial investment into the value chain developments, which will create jobs to alleviate our high unemployment rates. This will also create local and regional markets for our products and open up exports to feed into our foreign forex coffers. We need to invest into more irrigation schemes and fund the existing irrigation schemes that will feed into the value chain processing. Mr. Speaker, the people of Namudu currently, we are running a 440 hectares irrigation scheme at Dowadambo Irrigation, and we are planting a variety of crops. Our dream is to see the value addition of the soyas, of the maize, of the beans, into products that will attract good prices and earnings for our farmers, and also help with the earnings for the country's forex problems. Mr. Speaker, sir, Namudu join other stakeholders in requesting the Finance Minister to allocate a substantial resources so our farmers have an opportunity to complement the generation of forex for Mother Malawi. I go to the health sector budget allocation, which is 1 trillion. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is said that a health nation is a productive nation. Mr. Speaker, we heard from the Health and Sanitation Committee's report. The committee's report is a wake-up call. Our healthcare system is on the brink. The report lays bare the harsh realities of our healthcare system. We are failing to keep up with increasing demands, and it's time we addressed the root causes. Mr. Speaker, the facts are clear. We have a shortage of essential medicine, inadequate infrastructures, and a brain drain of health professionals. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the Malawi 2063 goals, health goals, we say we are seeking to attain a Malawi that will be self-reliant. But we are all witnesses to the donor flight, the donor fatigue. Our budget support has been shrinking, but we are very slow to act with urgency to the donor flight. We continue doing business as usual. Mr. Speaker, sir, our self-reliance depends on our implementation and the operationalization of the supporting bills, such as the hospital autonomy, National Health Fund Bill, the Nutrition Bill, that has been sitting and gathering for dust for the past 17 years. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me persuade you and the House, it is about time we pay the price for success. There is no shortcut to success. Success is not free. We can't have our cake and eat it. Mr. Speaker, sir, our neighbors have shown that investing in healthcare can yield significant returns. Zambia and Kenya has implemented local resource mobilization solutions, and their healthcare systems are improving. For instance, Zambia's national health insurance scheme has increased access to health care for over 30% of the population. The impact of a well-funded healthcare system is evident. We can achieve similar results if we prioritize healthcare. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have heard concerns about the cost of implementing healthcare fund claim, that our economy cannot afford it. However, the cost of inaction far outweighs the cost of investing in healthcare. Let us prioritize healthcare and allocate at least 15% of our national budget to the sector. The current health budget allocated a 9.2%, which is about 6% shy of the Abuja declaration threshold. We can close this gap. If we've been able to push funds into CDF, we are able to prioritize this. This is doable, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
With these few remarks,
let's make healthcare a reality, not a privilege. We owe it to ourselves, our children, and our future generations. With these few remarks, I submit and support the 2026-27 budget.
thank you very much, Doa Nkuzi. We take another round. I see Kasungu Southeast, our own professor there. Let me go to, is it Zimba? Zimba North? Let me take those two for now. I'm sure the professor will not waste much time. You have 10 minutes, Kasungu Southeast.
Thank you, Honorable Right Speaker, sir, for recognizing people of Kasungu Southeast constituency to contribute to the budget statement ably delivered by the Finance Minister. As rightly said by you, Mr. Speaker, sir, I will not spend much time talking what has already been said by the other members, but simply to acknowledge that the budget does give us hope. If you look at the CDF increase to 5 billion, the free secondary education, increase in fees beneficiaries, increase in the health budget, support to our pensioners, the waiting period has been reduced to 3 months. Fuel is available, that's a big achievement. Women loans, youth empowerment loans, and loans to people with disabilities. Those are huge achievements.
Yes.
We should acknowledge that the journey to recovery will not be easy, but it requires all of us to hold hands and move together. What we should focus on as a country is to move on from consumption to productivity. We should be able to export and earn the required forex. Mr. Speaker, sir, I will focus on 3 or 4 areas of national importance. I will not dwell on my constituency, but things of national importance. Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look at our budget, you will discover that allocation to the education sector has been reduced by 6%. And 70% of the budget to the education sector goes into salaries and personal emoluments. There is little investment in the development budget. Therefore, we cannot be talking about human capital development when we are simply paying salaries and we are not investing in infrastructure in the education sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to remind this August House about the Mombera University. It's an issue of national importance. We started talking about this university in 2017. And I remember 2 years ago, we were told that by 2024-2025, there will be a first intake of students at Mombera University. By this year, we would have been talking that students at Mombera University are in 3rd year. But let's reflect and look back. If you go to the site of Mombera University, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, if you go to the site of Mumbera University, what you see is a ring road and a site which was excavated for the construction of hostels. Now, we continue funding Mumbera University in piecemeal. This year, we have allocated 14 billion to the construction of Mumbera University. But for the country to have the School of Basic Sciences, which is the first phase, we need 35 billion. Now, if we continue funding Mumbera University in piecemeal, we will reach 2030, 2035 without having the university. The president has made a pronunciation. He wants this being done. And it's up to us to allocate adequate funding to Mumbera University. I want to remind also members of this August House about the state of national library services. All of us, we have gone to the National Library Services. Check in our cities the state of buildings for the National Library Services. They are dilapidated. There are no books. They don't have a reprographic unit. They can't print books. They can't procure books. And yet here, we don't allocate enough funding to National Library Services. If you check, that exercise has been allocated 1.5 billion. And against how many libraries do you have in the country? We are not doing justice to the education sector. Therefore, it's high time, all of us here, we prioritize education. Let me remind this August House that what we invest in education now is what our children, grandchildren will harvest in 5-10 years to come. Some of the things we see today, the behavior of people out there, the conduct of people out there, even our behavior here in the August House, reflects the quality and investment we have done in our education sector. Therefore, each one of us, I implore you to prioritize investment in the education sector. Mr. Speaker, sir, the country is at the middle of reviewing our national curriculum, both for primary and secondary. Let me remind this August House that curriculum must be reviewed every 8 years. The current cycle has now exceeded the 8 years. We are now in the 15th year without reviewing our curriculum. Where is the problem? We don't allocate enough resources to curriculum review. This year, Honorable Speaker, we have allocated 10 billion for curriculum review. But what is required for Malawi Institute of Education to review the curriculum this year is 123 billion. Are we really serious with our education system?
No, lectures.
Capital investment in education is significant to transform everything. Mr. Speaker, sir, we talk about health sector, we talk about agriculture, we talk about mining. That starts with education. Good education will give us what we want as a country. Mr. Speaker, sir, the country is introducing what we call the P class under the ECD. But if you look at the investment which has been given to the ECD, the P class, it's 1.5 billion, or 0.1% of the budget. And yet all of us want to have good pre-primary education, good secondary education, good primary education. And yet what we are approving is 1.5 billion for the whole country. These are serious issues of national importance, which all of us we must pay attention to.
Professor.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the country continues to import fish from Zambia. Do you know why? We are not investing in aquaculture research and investment. If you go to Luana, their aquaculture center, Fisheries and Aquaculture Center, was last supported for equipment in 1987. They cannot produce the fingerlings we want. So as a country, we will continue to import fish from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, because we are failing to invest in our own education system. I would have been happier if we had invested enough in research and innovation at Luwana to promote aquaculture and fisheries. You go to Mubas. I was happy when I listened to the chair for Natural Resources Cluster talking about mining. We visited the Mubas. They have a mining lab. What is in the lab is what has been donated to Mubas. And we did ask them, and what they said, they don't have adequate equipment, sophisticated, and what they'll be doing, some samples will be sent to Zambia to be processed. And yet, we are talking of promoting mining. We must invest in these productive sectors. That's the only way we can achieve forex in this country. Similarly, tourism. Tourism can change the situation of forex in the country. People talk about promoting tourism. But if you start listening to our debates in maybe 2010 up to date, we have been talking about Rumpi, Nyika, Vaza, Chitipa Road. Where you have Nyika National Park, we know for sure if we invest in that road, tourists will be visiting Nyika National Park. They don't visit Nyika National Park because the state of the road is not good. Let's invest in the productive sectors of the economy. Kuhes, Mr. Speaker, sir, is talking about construction of a pharmaceutical company. A huge budget goes towards importation of medicine from outside the country. If we can support Mubas, if you can support Kuhes, so that they construct the pharmaceutical factory, that would ease the forex challenge. Mr. Speaker, sir, also let me talk about research and innovation. Research and innovation, that's what will drive prosperity of our nation. But if you look at National Commission for Science and Technology, the Research and Innovation Fund has been given 1.5 billion. That's peanut. We need to invest in research, innovation, and technology. Without that, we should forget about having a country which will be producing and exporting. The Loans Board. The Loans Board, Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look at the money given towards the loans to needy students, an increase is there. But one section of the students has been left out. Students on ODEL mode of delivery. These are genuine Malawians. They need to be supported. If we don't support that section, we are leaving a good section of people without access to higher education. Let me finish on this note, Mr. Speaker, sir, on education. Let me commend government for increasing the number of FISIP beneficiaries. But as I said in my maiden speech, most of the people who are benefiting from the FISIP program are vendors. Therefore, we need to revisit the modalities and criteria for identifying FISIP beneficiaries. Similarly, the Mega Farm Initiative, the concept is a game changer. But what we need is to review the concept and the targeting criteria. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is what I wanted to say in terms of issues of national importance. And the people of Kasungu Southeast constituency fully support the budget. Thank you.
Walala.
Honorable of the House, we are now at 12:30, but I had recognized Zimba North. I don't know if you'll be kind enough.
I'm always kind, Mr. Speaker, sir, and therefore I would like to move that time be extended in order to allow for Zimba North to make a contribution, having been recognized already. I beg to move.
Thank you, Leader. You have saved me there. Honourable members, there's a motion to extend time to allow Zimba North make a contribution to the budget. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Zimba North, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Let me thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak, and the Leader of the House for being so kind. First of all, it would be very hypocritical of me if I did not thank the President of this country, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. If you remember, when I stood last time, I lamented a lot about the fresh inquiry. The President listened, and the President has answered. So I would sincerely thank him for that. And for sure, we'll put an able person who represents the party. Secondly, I want to pass my gratitude and a message from the people of Zimba North, especially from Inkosi Jalavikua, where I come from, and his chiefs, to Honorable Minister of Transport, Honorable Japi Muhango, for a quick response to the calamity that happened in Zimba North. If you may recall, we have an emergency in my constituency. I never stood here and talk about it because of its importance. It was spoken by Rumpi West at length. The Bwengu Njakwa Road is in my constituency. When the minister heard about this road, he was the first one to visit it. As I'm speaking, work has already been initiated. So it won't be okay if I could just leave this house without even saying thank you, Honorable Minister, thank you, DPP government, and thank you, APM, for being so listening and for being so kind. Furthermore, in my capacity as the Vice President of UTM in the North, it will not be kind if I also do not thank people of Rumpi Central constituency for giving us yet another MP, Honorable Dr. Mafuzi Mtumbuka. I have very little things to say, Mr. Speaker, sir. I have very little. It's my time, honorable members, to speak. We only have 10 minutes. I have very few to comment on the budget because a lot of people have said a lot. But for me, one thing I can say is from the SONA to the budget, it's a very promising thing. If we continue like this, Malawi will be different. I also want to say one thing about the president. I didn't comment on the SONA. He made a statement, one statement, which shows he's an honest leader, an honest president. And he recognizes that Malawi is in an economic crisis. On page 8 of the SONA, he said, we are in an economic crisis, and we need to make tough and painful decisions, which will soon be offset by the expected gains. So I've listened from my people on my right side. They lamented a lot about the taxations. Those are some of the tough and painful decisions that the president made. Furthermore, for the first time in the history of the North, we've seen so many projects being put in the budget, being put in the PSIP. I've listened carefully and I've heard that the president's decision or the president's vision is to leave a legacy. My take on that, a legacy will be left if something tangible is left behind. We've talked about the airport. Honorable Minister of Transport, I need to make a point. There is a budget for the rehabilitation of the old airport, and there is also a budget for the construction of a new airport. In my take, A legacy will not be left if you rehabilitate the old airport. A legacy will be left if a new airport is constructed. If I were to advise the government, I would say the money that you've put aside for rehabilitating Mzuzu Airport, put it into the new airport, because we only have 5 years for this said legacy. I've seen roads being put in the budget, but I've also seen that these roads have taken more than 10 years, some 4 years. Even your road, Honorable Minister, was commissioned in 2016. We're talking of 10 years. It's not yet completed. And then I wonder if we are to leave a legacy behind. We have so many roads that you've put for the North. Are we going to finish all of them? My advice would be, all these roads, if we can take one road at a time, pump all the money into one road for this year, another next year. In the end of 5 years, we would have finished 5 roads in the North, and that's the legacy we're looking for. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to move that I support the budget. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Zimba North. I see Leader of Government Business rising.
Right Honorable Speaker, the 5 days allocated for debate on the budget has come to an end, and therefore on Tuesday, the Minister of Finance will come and wind up the debate before moving to Committee of Supply. I would like, therefore, to appeal to all honorable members to make sure that on Tuesday, we are all in the chamber to listen to the winding up speech, but also take part in the Committee of Supply. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And as we go out for the weekend, let us enjoy Eid. Yes. Eid, yes. Eid ul-Fitri. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. So I take it you present the motion to curtail debate on Tuesday.
Correct, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you so much, Leader. Honourable members, in view of what I said yesterday regarding Eid holiday, it has now been confirmed by the Ministry of Local Government that Eid holiday will fall on Monday, the 23rd. May I take this opportunity to wish all our brothers and sisters to have a very happy Eid al-Fitr, and also to ask them to keep us and all Malawians who are actually going through problems right now, to include all of us in your prayers and your duas, so that we all have a good and blessed Eid. Honourable members, it is now 12:40. I adjourn the House to Tuesday, 24th March 2026 at 9:30 a.m. House adjourned.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.